My number one personal hygiene question has to do with getting your period. Like, this is a pro tip for basic training. I feel like a lot of people need to talk about this more.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work.
Welcome back. We're gonna get right into this video. Y'all seem to like more of the basic training trainee type content. So I've been back to the lab with a pen and a pad, and I'm going through my channel analytics, looking at what is popping on my channel. Like, what are the best videos that are what videos are performing the best, what videos are my subscribers liking, what videos are they engaging and watching, and most of them are the basic training videos. As you all know, I've been in the military for over 13 years now, so I did basic training a long time ago, and basic training has changed. But some of the tips that I'm going to give you in this video, you'll still be able to use if you go to basic training tomorrow. These are tips and tricks to help you have a successful evening routine in basic training, and hopefully help you have a smooth transition through your basic training phase. I thought about some of the things that I would be interested if I was going to basic training, and a lot of people like routine videos, like bedtime routine, morning routine, nighttime routine videos. I thought that I would try to equate that to a basic training video, and in particular, some of the questions that I get all of the time about basic training is personal hygiene when it comes to basic training. So the first thing that I want to talk about are what you should bring for nighttime in basic training. So basic training is a pretty strict environment when you go there. You can't bring a lot, and that's going to be my first tip, is that you should not really bring anything to basic training. Literally, you should come to basic training with the clothes on your back. You don't have to bring anything, because you're going to get everything when you're there, or you'll have the opportunity to get everything while you're there. A lot of times if you bring stuff and it's stuff that you're not supposed to have, or stuff that could be considered contraband, or stuff that's not within the regulations, they'll take it away anyway, so it's a waste of time. So I say, best advice, don't come with anything. You can get everything while you're there. My number one personal hygiene question has to do with getting your period. Don't worry about getting your period in basic training. I get this question all the time. What happens if I get my period? What happens if I get my period? What do I do if I have my period while in basic training? The same thing you do when you have your period when you're not in basic training. You wear a pad or a tampon or whatever it is that you wear, and you go to the bathroom and you change it as often as you need to change it. So in basic training, I don't know why there's this speculation that you can't go to the bathroom or you'll get in trouble if you get your period or something like that. No, we're all human. It's a natural bodily function. If you get your period in basic training, you go to the bathroom and you change your pad or your tampon. Now, a little tip or a little hack that I want to just throw in there is that I would say, if you're comfortable using tampons, tampons are easier. Tampons are a little bit more discreet. Tampons you can put in your book bag or all the pockets that you have. It's just a little bit more discreet, especially when you have to go to the field. So a lot of people don't really talk about this, but when you go to the field, there's no bathrooms. There's a porta potty. And just to make things quicker, just to make things easier, I suggest tampons. Tampons are usually quick and easy, but if you're not comfortable using tampons, if it's not something you normally use or normally buy, by all means you can use pads. You can buy that stuff in the stores once you get to basic training. Let's talk about personal hygiene and when it comes to nighttime and creating a nighttime routine in basic training. In basic training, you get something called personal time. Personal time is at the end of the evening. Personal time comes after you finish all of your training for the day, and when you're in basic training throughout the day, you have a schedule for the day. Like, the drill sergeants have you on a schedule. You have it down to the hour, the minute of things that you're going to do from the time you wake up to the time you get personal time. A personal time usually, generally, is at 8 o'clock, around 8 or 9 o'clock. I know when I went to basic training, our personal time started at 8 o'clock. So this means that everything should be done and wrapped up for the day by 8 o'clock. So all of the training that you do, all of the physical activity that you do, all of the things that you learn for the day will be wrapped up. You'll be done with dinner. You'll be released for your personal time, usually around 8 o'clock, but like I said, it depends on where you go. At 8 o'clock, you get about an hour, generally, from 8 to 9 is personal time. So you have to squeeze everything that you need to do in that 1 hour block. It's not a lot of time. My tip and my suggestion for you to make the most of your personal time, your 1 hour time block, is to create a nighttime routine. Number one, starting with being the first one or one of the first people in the shower. When I tell you, you come back from a long day, you've been training, you've been dirty, you've been marching, you've been running, you've been laying down in the dirt, in the woods, you want to get a shower, please take a shower. There's always one. There's always one that don't want to take a shower or not used to taking a shower. Where they come from, they don't take a shower every day. In a basic training environment, you need to take a shower. You in close quarters with females. The coronavirus is out now. Like, everything is you in an environment where you are put in this bubble with people that have their own germs, and you out in the dirt. Like when I say pink eye goes around, the flu goes around, colds go around easier because you are all in this combined environment. So please take a shower. The trick is to be one of the first people in the shower. Why? Because you have the rest of the 45 minutes to do the other things you need to do. Now, showers fill up quick. When I went, we had bay showers, which means that is one room and everybody takes a shower together, but there are only so many shower stalls in that one shower bay. So everybody can't take a shower at the same time. Usually I would say maybe about 10-ish, 10 to 12 people can take a shower at a time. And so if you are in the first 10, then that means you have to wait on these 10 people to take a shower before you can take a shower. So everybody's trying to usually run to the shower first to be the first one in the shower, because then they get the rest of their personal time to do what they need to do. And you don't need to take a long shower. This is not your personal spa bathroom. You get in there, you wash the hot spots, you get out. This is not a luxury shower. Like I said, it's a bay shower with a lot of females. So get in there first, take your shower, get out, and then you can write letters. You can get your clothes ready for the next day. You can get your hair ready for the next day, which brings me into my next tip for a nighttime routine in basic training. Do your hair at nighttime if at all possible. Those minutes that you save at nighttime by doing it, you're definitely going to appreciate them in the mornings. One little hack that I did is I brought my satin black scarf. I would suggest being a black scarf, make it a little bit more discreet. But you can wear a scarf. You just don't want to forget that you have it on. And if you get waking up in the middle of the night, you have the scarf on, now you're out of regulations. But one thing that I did was I did my hair at night. So I might do my hair like this in a bun, tie that scarf down. In the morning when I get up, take that scarf off, and I'm ready to go. It saves me a good 5 minutes in the morning. In the morning, you're going to want all of the minutes you can. You don't need any makeup. You don't need any scented lotion. You don't need any tweezers. They're going to take all of that away. All of that is considered contraband. At nighttime, your nighttime routine when in the bathroom should be very basic. Focus on skincare. Get yourself a good Dove soap. A lot of people can clear up their acne in basic training and can grow their hair in basic training because you're bunning it, you're putting it away, you're putting it in protective styles, you're not wearing all the makeup, you're not being exposed to all these things. Just have a nice clean face, and I would guarantee you maybe in about the 10 weeks that you're in basic training, you might see an improvement in your skin and an improvement in your hair. Make that a part of your nighttime routine, but make it quick, make it easy, make it very, very basic because you don't have a lot of time. Now, after you get out of the bathroom and you're moving back into the bay area where your bunk beds are, where you're sleeping, I would suggest this is your personal time to write your letter. Try to pick like 1 or 2 people a day that you're going to write letters to because you don't have a lot of time. And then make them short, make them quick, make them sweet, and be done with it. Get ready for bed. When I was in basic training, I was trying to be the first one in the shower, the first one done with all the things I need to do, have my uniform ready for the next day, and get in that bed. Because I tell you, the earlier you get in the bed, the more sleep you get, especially if it's a fire guard night. Fire guard is a totally different story, but if it's a fire guard night, you're not going to get a lot of sleep. So try to get in the bed as early as possible. Like, this is a pro tip for basic training. I feel like a lot of people need to talk about this more. Get in the bed as soon as possible for basic training because you're going to want all the sleep that you can get. Your day, like I said, your day is planned out, and by the end of the day, you are beat. I was like, I cannot remember going to bed at 8 o'clock like in a long time. Like, you know, you think of kids going to bed at 8 o'clock, but no, in basic training, you're tired, you want that sleep. Which brings me into my last tip. So what we were able to do in basic training, and I don't know if you're still able to do it, but if you are, then definitely pay attention to this next tip. But what I did was sleep in my sleep in my sleeping bag on top of my bed. So in basic training, when you leave that room in the morning, your bed has to be made up. It has to be neat. It has to be tucked tight. The drill sergeants will come through while you out in training during the day and inspect your bed. If your bed is not neat and tucked tight, they will destroy your bed. Literally, you come back to your bed and bunk beds are flipped over, mattresses are thrown in the middle of the floor, your sheets ripped off because your bed is not made up and it's not nice and neat and tight. So in the morning, you don't have a lot of time. You have maybe 15-20 minutes from the time you wake up to be dressed and be out in formation. That's not a lot of time to make up your bed and make it neat and make it tight and make it presentable. So what I did was make my bed up neat and tight, and then I get my nice little sleeping bag and put it on top of the bed. So I never actually stepped under my covers. I never had to make my bed up because it was always made up because I slept on top of my covers. All I had to do was just make sure that the corners and everything wasn't tucked neat and tight. Of course, it might get a little loose from sleeping on top of the bed, but it saved me a lot of time in the morning time. So make this a part of your nighttime routine, if at all possible. I know some of the drill sergeants caught on and they wouldn't let people sleep in their sleeping bags because they want to try to train you to have that quick routine in the morning. But if at all possible, if you can, that's a little pro tip for your nighttime routine. So that's it, guys. I hope these tips helped you. If you know some of these tips, if you've been through basic training, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. If you're looking for tips or you're looking for specific questions, leave those comments in the comment section below. And of course, Army Princess Platoon, drop those green heart emojis. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. I want to let you all know that I have lots of playlists set up on my channel. So if you're looking for something in particular, definitely go through the playlist first. Check them out. I'm going to link a bunch of playlists in the description box below. And then I'll probably have some cards sliding up here of my basic training playlist and my military 101 playlist. So you can find a lot of basic training and new entry-level training information in those playlists. Please, guys, go ahead and check those out.